Yeah, this is definitely a must watch, you know what I mean? For those taking high doses of psilocybin, you know, heavy magic mushroom users, explorers, enthusiasts, all that. You know, where do I start? So, for those that have been following the journey, right, and been seeing my other videos before about high doses psilocybin, I'm an explorer. Let me start saying that. I'm an explorer. You know, I love to adventure, take adventures. And when I really check my life, you know, I've been exploring so many different things, from religion, spirituality, nutrition, yoga, you know, training, holistic wellness. All this is different. All this is different areas that I explore. So when I'm talking about psychedelics, my journey with psychedelics started at the age of 13. You know, it was more so, you know, synthetic psychedelics like ecstasy and acid and stuff like that. You know, sour herb I was always burning. But yeah, growing up in Miami is different. So we exposed to that type of stuff. So yeah, from the age of 13 through about 20, or 13 through about 21, 22, heavy. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about, yeah, high dosages as well. Could have been on levels of like as high as 3 acid stamps, 4 acid stamps, and 5 or 6 ecstasy pills at the same time. So was definitely into that. Why was I into it so early? That's a whole different story. You know what I mean? But just giving you some of the backstory, so it's not like I just jumped into this right now and I'm like, yeah, high dosages. Nah, I've been on it for a while. So you're talking about over 25 years, really, or over 23 years. So by the time I was like time I got over here and I was about 27 and stuff, 27, 28, something like that. Then through taking trips to Amsterdam, I got exposed to shrooms because I came off the psychedelics for maybe about an 8-year period that I was just heavy on my health and different things and yoga study and spirituality and taking trips and going to Kemet and all that type of stuff. So in Amsterdam, when I got exposed to it there, I was like, oh snap, okay, wow, damn, I forgot how much I missed this, you know, going into these different zones. But now I could explore it on a more organic level, you know, through shrooms. So yeah, now started experimentation there. So that's a 10-year journey in that I wasn't really sharing or talking about, to be honest. So there's you with that backstory. So now here I am. I got to a level that I was like, I was tired of getting stuff from different people. Like when you're getting your, whether you're talking about herb, your plants, your medicine, whatever you're getting from your supplier, you need to be aware of who you're getting these things from, because you'll be taking on their energies as well. If you're getting some stuff from some frantic, some shady dealer, you know what I mean? Shady dealer that's been doing a whole bunch of you know, what's the word for it? Bad shit. You know, they're just a bad person. How they treat their people are bad, you know what I mean? The energy around them is bad, you know what I mean? And you're getting what you're taking in, what you're consuming from this person, you know, you're taking that energy on as well. So as I grew becoming more aware of these things, I was like, okay, I know I wanted to start taking higher dosages of shrooms, but I wanted to be able to have more control with it, with where I was getting it from. So let's just say I just started becoming more aware with who I was getting things from, all right? So with that level of awareness, I was able to start having more frequent dosages. Because when we talk about experimenting, we're talking about you being a self-scientist, you experimenting with self. We all get into it for different reasons. I'm talking about my reason, right? Me. No. And it's just to highlight that all that other deep shadow work, working on yourself, healing your layers of trauma and all that, I've been doing all that for 14, 15 years through my journey of yoga and self-evaluation. And I'm not talking about yoga, just the postures. I'm talking about, yoga in its holistic sense. SEMATAWI, going through self, mind, body, spirit, really seeing, picking away the fabric that you thought made you and see who you are and who you are becoming. So I've been through that. I've been through my shadow work on there. I'm not going into shrooms for shadow work. If that happens as a side effect, great. But that's not my approach for it. Me, I like in studying spirit, religion, and all these things, and connecting yourself to a higher level of consciousness, to doing superpower stuff, like superhuman stuff, only things that can be achieved outside of this human body. That's what I'm into. Those are the spaces that I go to when I go into my zones through different tools, yoga, psychedelic meditation, whatever it is, fasting, cleansing, just closing my eyes and just sitting there and being still. So I understand my connection more to the spirit realm than here, even though this is where I'm living. So my dosages probably started off, I don't know, early on, 8-9 years ago or something like that. Maybe just like a gram and a half, 2 grams, something like that. And I stepped up little at a time. I can't tell you how much I stepped up, but as of recent, within the last 7-8 months, I think my average dosage was probably about 10 grams. 10 grams psilocybin, right? And that's in one time. That's not me taking it over a period of 24 hours or 36 hours, steeping it in the tea. That's consuming 10 grams within that 5 minutes, right? So it's in my system then. And from there, I've bumped up, I bumped down, I bumped up, I bumped down. The highest I went to was 22 grams. I thought it was 22 grams, but it probably wasn't. Because with the fruits, the mushrooms, they weren't dried. They weren't dried properly. So since they weren't dried properly, they were probably heavier than they actually were. But for this dosage that I just had, they were definitely dried properly. I know that. And I went high. I can't really tell you about the experience. I can tell you about other experience that I've done less. I've done less, about 5-6 grams, and I've had wild out-of-body experience, different type of things that I have just uncontrollable movements of my body, right? Of my limbs and stuff like that. I've had wild experience that happened on lower dosages. So I said, well, it's time. Well, I got my partner in crime, partner in life, Emily, that's always there been holding me down, especially on this later part of our journey, the last 2 years when we've really been going in. And we talk about a lot of things. We always go in and process and, just evaluate our journeys after. And I know I wanted to step up. Why I say step up? Now, let me get into this real quick. I'm an extremist. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I just like to push it. just to see what else is out there, right? Exploration, adventure, whatever you want to call it. And when I came across, I was on the idea of doing more before I came into this Heru dosage, or becoming familiar with Baba Kalindi EE, you know. But I think that he really helped push it to another level. So hearing him talking about taking 20 grams, 30 grams, 40 grams, I was like, oh shit, this dude's on another level. Like, damn. Taking that type of stuff, like, I wonder what he experiences when he takes that type of stuff. You know? Then coming across someone else that was his apprentice at one time, but is definitely a big teacher for me, that guided me. You know what I mean? Shout out to Darren, again. Darren LeBaron, Darren Springer. Check him out. And hearing him as well, you know, talk about his trials with Kalindi, and I was like, yeah, so a combination of those like really got into my heavens, and I was like, I was on the quest to see how high I could go. You know what I mean? Right? And know that I come from a wild ass past anyway, that I've done a lot of crazy things, and I was like, that's when I was younger. You know? I know I can handle more than that now. Maybe that's not how you would look at it, but yeah, I'm just being real. So yeah, doing all these talks, not doing all these talks, but watching a lot of different talks and stuff like that, and the psychedelic realm really coming up, you know, us moving out of our information age and using these particular tools now as our software, right? So I'm like, yo, you know what? Let's see what's up with this LSD. Because it always came up in little circles here and there, but I was like, nah, I ain't gonna fuck with it. And the more I learned about it and how, you know, the origins of it came from a particular clinical process and all these different type of things, I was like, I got more outside of the particular box that I was in when I was passing a lot of judgment on it years ago. And I was like, yeah, I'm ready. So December that just passed, we talk about December 2020. I had a reliable person in my circle that had access to it. So I was like, all right, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna mix both. I'm gonna hit the shrooms with the LSD, see where that goes. So I did, it was like one tab. I don't even know how the dosage of it goes, but it was like one tab. So I mixed one tab of LSD with, it could have been like, I don't know, 6, 7 grams, something like that. And it was cool. It was cool, but it still wasn't where I wanted to go, right? It was just like, you know, I have a really strong constitution, and, you know, my mind can handle a lot, so it takes a lot for me to go in when I'm mixing like that. So I let about 2 weeks pass. 2 weeks passed, and then, or maybe less, could have been a week. And I think I had doubled the dosage. I think I had 2 tabs. 2 tabs and probably like 8 shrooms. It was a little higher, probably like 8 grams. And that was amazing. That was amazing. That was exactly where I wanted to be. So that connect that I had, it was just like a 2-time connect. They weren't dealing with it anymore. They disappeared. So I was like, damn. I just found my I just found my pot of gold, and now it's gone. So like, you know what? I've been in the realm of mushrooms for a while. I'm sure that I could get a similar, if not better experience off of just using shrooms alone. So I guess that was a new quest that I was on. I'm cold as ever out here. It's cold. So yeah. So now I'm on this new quest. I'm chasing a high, right? That's what I'm really doing. I'm chasing a particular high. The high is the experience. So I'm chasing that experience. So still stepping up. So I'm no longer really so locked into I'm well out of the Heru dosages. Yeah, I blew past Heru dosages. That 5 grams was like long gone. So, but I'm no longer really thinking about that 30, 40 gram thing, but I'm like, I need to step it up. So, however it went, this time, which was 2 days ago, decided to take 18 grams. Well, I decided to take 20 grams. Well, let me tell you how that went. So I had the 20 grams in front of me. And I'm taking them at one time. Like, this is in the space of probably about, I don't know, 10 minutes, whatever the case. I get up to about, taking at threes, I get up to about 14. And then when I got to like 14 grams, this is eating it. This is a whole mushroom. I didn't do any of the process with the cacao or powdering it or tea. No, the actual shroom, dried. I got to 14 grams and it was already hitting me. I ain't gonna lie. It was already hitting me. I was like, and it was so hard. I was like, I didn't want to. I ain't gonna lie. It was like a struggle. It was like, nah, no more. I was already like feeling the jitters and different things coming on. I'm like, yo, it's right here in front of you. This is where you wanted to go. Go. And I couldn't do it. So I sat back down on the bed for like about 5 minutes. Looked at Emily. She's like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know. She's like, maybe that's cool. Maybe that's enough. Maybe she said something like that. Okay, she said she did. So I give it about 5 minutes. I dug in deep and I was like, nah, fuck it. Why not? Went back up, took another 4, boom, took that down. And I'm chewing it up. That was like the hardest chew and swallow. So yeah, whatever, took that down. So now I got 18 grams. 18 proper grams. I'm for sure that it's 18 grams. It's weighed out, it's dried properly. There's not a doubt in my mind. These things hit, you know, they're Cambodia. They're Cambodia strain. Yo, I tell you this, never again. Never again. Do you hear me? Never again. It's no joke. It's no joke. You know, I need to take a pause. I need to warm up. Was I? All right. So, yeah. As I was saying, never again. Never again will I do that. It's no joke with these things. A lot of times we I don't think these videos, you know, stress enough the dangers of psychedelics, right? We talk about all the lovely things, you know, but shoot. I was in a place where it came on really quick, really fast. And I know I'm gonna skip around. There's no way for me to tell you this in order. for what I remember. First of all, it was like I was trapped. I was trapped in my mind. I was trapped in my mind and not really having function of my body. It was a realm that I never want to be in. It was probably like the epitome of hell. There was sounds, awful, annoying sounds that I could not control, that I couldn't stop. I was hearing color. I was seeing sounds. It's when you're not in this space and you're hearing these things, you might be like, "Oh wow, that sounds great. Oh yeah, I can't wait to get there." No. It's not someplace that you want to go. It's not someplace that you ever want to be. Yo, I can't say so much about it, but I know there was points that I thought about just killing myself. That's how bad it got. But like I said, I'm strong with my mind, so I was like, I still knew that deep down inside that, damn, it's gonna wear off. It's gonna wear off. I just have to get to sleep. I had to get to sleep. You know, I remember he kept on telling Emily that, but at the same time, she was on her own journey. She had her own shit going on, and it's like I'm trying to look after me and still look after her at the same time. So it's not a space that anybody wants to go in. I'm a very experienced guide or, journeyer when it comes to this. But this brought me thin. This brought me really thin. Do you remember anything else that I was telling you, like from the jump? Because you know what, with these journeys, she's right there behind. So with these journeys, it's like the more time that passes since you had the journey, it's like, I don't know if it's like the mind just like kind of wipes it for me. So it's like I remembered it pretty well right after, but since it's been about 2 days, I'm forgetting parts.
You kept on saying about wanting to go to sleep and wanting to have it out of your system, but you spoke so calmly. You were very calm the way you delivered what you were saying, so I didn't pick up on
Okay.
how a few hours later when you woke up.
So what she's saying is that I was talking to her calmly, and I was telling her how bad I need to get this out of my system, that I need to get to sleep, and she wanted to go out and go explore different areas, and I was trying to prevent her from going there at the same time, so there was a few uneasy things going on. But I also remember being laid up in the bed in a zone, and like I'm in a vegetable state. I was in a complete vegetable state, and I was just like not even moving, just in my head, just zoning off into my head and outside of my body and coming back in. And I said, no, I can't stay here for hours. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, what am I actually doing? This doesn't make no fucking sense. Now I remember, I'm skipping around. I remember looking at her and like, yo, are you having fun? This is not fun. I'm not having fun. And I said, probably after, something to the extent that there is a limit. There is a limit. We want to just keep going further and further and further and further. I reached my limit. I reached my red zone. my red zone. That's my red zone that I'll never go again is 18 grams. Yeah, I will never go there again. Okay. So 18 grams is the red zone. That's when, for me, I don't know. I'm talking about for me, this is my own journey. That's the red zone. That's the point that you never want to get to. That's where everything is distorted. It's no longer pleasurable experience or spiritual. It's no longer any of that. It's red zone. It's colors distorted, vision distorted, light distorted. You enter a level of dementia, paranoia, psychosis. All that shit that they talk about, you enter that level. Enter that level. If I wasn't someone else, I would have fucking killed myself. That's just real shit. But, I give thanks that I've done a lot of this work, disciplines and all this thing on myself that I was really still able to hold it down. And she said I was talking calmly because, I still, every time you go in, it's another experience and like you grow wiser. It's all these things. I knew that even though I was fucking spazzing the fuck out within my head, I knew that I still had to be calm with it. Because if I started running around the room and spazzing her out and all this shit, who fucking knows? We over here in Brighton, you know what I mean? We off into a hotel just chilling out. That's why you see the beach behind us. But it's like, it could have went very left. If I didn't hold it down, I would have ran out of the hotel room, started fucking knocking on people's door. Who knows? I would have ended up in jail. There would have been yeah, very, very bad space. I say it's all cool until it's not. Whee! It's trying to come up. It's all cool till it's not. You think like, okay, yeah. I'm having a great time. I'm on 7 grams. Okay, cool. Next time I'm gonna take 9. Okay, next time I'm gonna take this. But that switch, we all have our limits. And that switch of you going from here to here could be the difference of you having the worst possible time of your life. You know what I mean? I wouldn't wish that on no one. Like yo, I remember just being in the vegetable state, just like really not being able to move, just tears coming out of my eyes. And in that moment, I started thinking about it, and I was like, I had a newfound experience for life. Really and truly. Because I was like, yeah, I want to go to this realm, I want to go to that realm. I always been like that, Let me go here, let me go there, let me go there. But not that way. I don't want to go that way. No, not at all. You think that it's going to be better or more intense experience just because you up the dosage. No, you know what I mean? I've taken, and one thing with me, it's not like I've got to a particular dose and I'm like, oh, I don't feel anything. Next time I'm going to take this. No, it's not like that for me. You know what I mean? Really, I could take 2.5 grams and I could zone. You know what I mean? We did that about 2 weeks ago. Took 2.5 grams, went out on the scooters, and I was zoning. And that lasted me for about a good 8 hours, to be honest. So for some reason, I'm just really receptive to psilocybin. So it was just the whole thing of me trying to chase that particular high that I got from mixing it with LSD. But if I'm quite honest with you, I've gone into out-of-body experiences with 5 grams, 6 grams. You know what I mean? All that going higher and higher and higher is not needed. Like I was explaining to her, if I just took 18 grams at one time. But I know with 3 grams alone, I could soar. I could travel, really. So I just took the equivalent of 6 journeys at one time, right? I was like, damn, 6 journeys at one time. So, nah, I'm never going there again. Never going there again. I know there's so many different things that I want to talk on about this, but yeah, maybe it'll be a piece that I keep coming back to, you know. But yo, the shit's dangerous. It is not for everyone. It is not for everyone. I'm just a crazy fucker that likes shit like that, so you know what I mean. But that doesn't mean that it put me off. Doesn't mean that it put me off. I took it. It's an experience. You know what I mean? I've learned a lot from it. You know, I've learned, I come back with a new value of life, really and truly. You know what I mean? I give thanks for the loving relationships that I have. You know what I mean? And I'm not searching outwards in some other realm, trying to have something else to fulfill myself. You know? But yeah. Let me know what's your thoughts. You know what I mean? But high dosages, nah, find your dose. Find your dose that works for you. Don't chase highs. Don't chase anybody else's dosage. You know, more is not better. All right? Yeah, I was wrong. I was wrong. That's what it is. Peace.